Okay, Sean, I wanted to illustrate exactly the information that we're driving after to allow you to get me just basically what is needed. Where we are right now, and I'm looking at the installation instructions, where we are right now is we have an opening. That's your rough opening from what I understand. You're going to need, tear the existing door and frame out, boom. What you've got to have is 37 1/4 wide and 82, and you're going to have 82 tall. Okay, so the 82 is based on my conversation with George. The 37 1/4 is also based on my conversation with George, where you've got that room. That's my understanding. If that's not correct, we need to stop, drop, and roll, because this is where everything is going to be based on. What I've done is I've drawn in what the frame would look like. So that rough opening turns into this finished frame opening size. It's going to be a 3-foot wide door and then a 6, 9 3/8, because 82 minus 5/8, that's from the frame installation instructions, 5/8 is 81 3/8. 37 1/4 minus 1 1/4 from the installation instructions is 36. Okay, so that's the size that you're going to stick the frame into. Now, what we have to decide is what is going to be the rough, what we have to decide, what you have to determine is what's going to be the net height of the doors. I know the net width of the door. It's 36 minus 1/8 minus 1/8. It'll really be minus 3/16 total when it's a beveled edge door, which these would be. We can do 1/8 of an inch, or we can do 3/16. The textbook says 3/16 when it's a beveled edge door. I would prefer 3/16 because if we go 1/8 of an inch, then we're at the absolute maximum of what NFPA 80 will allow for a gap. So 3/16 will give you a 1/16 of an inch play in case that margin gets a little bit too big. So we know that the door, and I'll write it in below, is going to be 35 13/16. If you stand on the pull side, if you take that door and you stand on what would be the pull side and you put a tape measure on it, it's going to measure 35 13/16. Now, the door height is going to be 81 3/8 minus the 1/8 of an inch at the top. Don't worry about that. The only thing I need for you to tell me is what this dimension is going to be. The bottom of the door to the bottom of where the jam's going to sit. That's called the undercut. UC, or just undercut, or UC. That's what I need to know. Into that space, you've got to determine how much stuff you have to stick in there. Existing flooring, new threshold, whatever you're going to do there. That's the trouble. That's the problem that we have. In that I don't need to know the net door height. You can calculate it if you want, and this is the way by which you would calculate it. Or you can just tell me what you need for an undercut, and then I will take 81 3/8 minus the 1/8 of an inch that we need at the top. Don't worry about that. Minus the undercut that you give me. So you can either give me your net door heights, or you can give me your undercut only. That's what I need to know. The installation instructions show that rough opening requirement based on what the frame needs. The other thing that has stuck in the back of my head, and I'm looking at the order on this screen, is we've always had 5.5 inch throat on all of the walls. Literally, my pen just went to lunch. And I'm just drawing what this is going to look like. We need to make sure that this dimension is 5.5 inch. Well, I should say the inside of the frame. Okay, your wall thickness can be no greater than 5.5. If it's any tighter, the frame's going to kind of bow out like that, and the door will be a little bit sprung. That's the logic we're looking for. Let me know if I can clarify anything. Thank you. Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up. Please subscribe and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.